am the Chronicler. I am here to recount the tales of the greatest adventurers in the realm. Follow us on grand adventures through high magic and grand swordplay. In a world ravaged by monsters, ruled by tyrants, and fought over by villains, who would dare to stand up to them? Lend me your ear, and I shall tell you.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another exciting episode of Chronicles of the Lost Realm. When our heroes last came to be, they found themselves in a bit of respite, hanging out with some hippie druids and getting wildly drunk. They found some pets, and now their adventure continues on.
Oh yeah, I got that fucking egg.
That's a great
Hello,
way to
ladies
say
and
hello.
gentlemen. Welcome to Chronicles of the Lost Realm. I am Ray, the Chronicler, and joining me today is Chris as Farron.
Am I hungover yet? Because I
You
like
are
my kitty.
You are hungover now. You are over your drunkenness.
Oh,
Didn't he get cured by the
Yes.
the
Yes, he
druid?
did. Yep.
I ignored that kid.
We are also joined by Zephyr Zero as Billy, our bard.
With bonus human. Yay! I have dad duty today, so don't be alarmed if there are little baby noises in the background.
Depending on how this episode goes, we'll play a game of figuring out which one was actually the baby crying.
Right.
Oh,
We've got AJ as our senile mage, Hillman.
Hey guys, I wonder what kind of omelet this speckled egg's gonna make.
A feisty
Wow.
one.
Wow.
It might be
And
tasty.
joining us as a special guest for our season finale here, someone who was around for the, well, you'll figure that out later in the episode, but his name is Scott, and he will be playing a old character named Ukma.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings.
Okay.
But I gotta say it with the 8-year-old druid. You said his name. I've already forgotten it. With the dragon, the dragonborn, and now Utma. Can we have a character named Ned or something? Something easy to remember.
You may call me Tim.
I am an enchanter.
So we last left you guys in the druid camp. You had completed your competitions and Farron found himself a little on the drunk side, but he has since gotten that taken care of, thankfully.
No, not thankfully. Am I not allowed to be happy? I was
No.
happy, and that
No
kid
happy.
took it away from me.
So morning has come, and most of the druids have cleared out as the festival is over, and when you're waking up, the remaining druids are packing their things. Your young 8-year-old guide, Yggdrasil, has joined your party last time. Reluctantly, none of you wanted him to, but he's coming anyway because DM. And
I thought this was our story.
he has access to many healing spells, so he will be a welcome addition to the group, I promise. But as you're kind of stirring and getting woken up and everything, he approaches all of you, clutching your random eggs, and kind of looks at you and cracks a smile. He says, "Well, it's good to see you're awake. I hope you're ready to travel on to Gress. It's not far away."
Well, let's get going then.
Oh my God, guys, be quiet.
I'm gonna bang some pans together.
Oh,
Oh, some music would be absolutely lovely on this trip.
No.
Yes.
The only music is that hurdy-gurdy, and I heard enough of that last night.
Oh, you'll love it.
All right. Well,
Don't make me kill you.
Follow me then. And he begins walking off towards not a dense forest, but it's not sparse either. It's like a normal forest. You guys don't. You do have your wagon.
Yes,
you
we
got
do.
your wagon back.
Yes, we did.
So are you grabbing Nua and taking the wagon?
Of course.
No, why wouldn't we?
I'll grab Nua.
No, you won't. I don't feel like spending another hour waking you up.
That'd probably be the last thing you ever do, Hillman.
All right. So Yggdrasil kind of walks over. Oh my, this is a very lovely wagon. May I ride on it?
Well, unless you want to walk the whole way.
Well, I'm used to walking through the forest. That's nothing new to me.
Well, get on the wagon.
Woods to grandmother's house we go.
He climbs up into the wagon, and you all roll on into the forest. Yggdrasil kind of guides you along, winding through some trees. He pulls out a set of pan flutes and begins playing away, to which he rolls a 7 on his performance check. It kind of sounds like a cross between wind chimes and a small bird being strangled.
I still have 4 darts in my dart kit, right?
You might want to use them.
Wait, where's Fluffy? It sounds like somebody's strangling him.
I just got a 21 on my perform check. I drown him out.
Oh my god, it sounds worse.
Yes, the sound of the hurdy-gurdy drowns out the pan flutes because he can't play the flutes any louder. And as the day meanders on, it gets to be probably lunchtime-ish, we'll say noon, maybe 1, and you begin to see some stone formations, but they don't look like natural stones. These are hewn into squares. And Yggdrasil stops and kind of looks around, and he says, "We're here."
Where's here?
There's a bunch of boulders?
This is the outskirts of Gress.
It's kind of a dump.
We knew that already, Hillman.
Oh, right.
Please, pay attention.
As we're passing through, I'm looking at the unnatural rock formations and studying it. Does it look like it's been melted by dragon fire, or like if it's tossed down walls and buildings from not cannons, but like pastillas and stuff? Like, basically, does it look like rubble? Is that what I'm actually looking at instead of just boulders and stones?
Roll a perception check, if you would, please.
Yay! First roll. My perception is +4. Had to remember. 14.
As you pass through the stones and the hewn bricks, if you will, you definitely notice that these are not just broken down over time. There are deep claw marks and what look like burn marks, not a cannon or a black powder burn or a fire burn. This is kind of like a like magma that's been cooled down.
20 on a perception check. Do I notice anything more?
It's a dragon.
Between the two of you, you notice that not only are there claw marks, there are also teeth marks and blood splatter all over the stones and the ground nearby.
We're gonna need a bigger wagon.
Old.
Oh, no, I'm not a sorcerer, but it looks like this is the work of multiple fireballs.
We're gonna need a bigger wagon.
Because between both of us, can I determine what actually made those claw marks and burn marks and blood splatters?
If you would like to get a bit closer to the burns and claws and blood and whatnot, you can roll an investigation check.
I will do that.
Really get down on it.
That's actually a better thing. Oh, yeah. 25, sir.
Oh, you rolled a nat 20.
Inspector Gadget.
Right. So you, as soon as you get down close to them, you get the undeniable smell of sulfur and brimstone. It immediately reminds you of that damn stone when you picked it up the first time.
Okay.
And so, putting 2 and 2 together, these are the marks of a demon of some sort.
I relay everything I'm discovering to the party.
Demons. I thought we left those guys with that other wizard.
Oh, I think this one's
Hillman.
a lot bigger than what we took out over near Lisbon's.
Those guys weren't the only demons in existence.
Well, how can we be sure?
You know what? Billy just lets out a heavy sigh.
Yig just sits there and nods.
Ferran looks at Billy and says, "Now you know how I feel."
I don't know. Noah, what do you make of this? Noah?
Oh, yes. Yig just nods and he says, "You guys are very astute. You know exactly what's happening."
What do you know?
Why do you sound happy about that?
Well, I happen to know the history of Gress.
Well, we're all ears. Pardon, there's a couple else here. We're all listening. What time of day is it?
Is it time for a flashback? I feel like it's time for a flashback.
It is approximately 1 p.m. And Yggdrasil sits back in the wagon and he says, "Well, you see, long ago, Gress was a beautiful and thriving city. But then something happened. I'm not entirely sure what, but judging by these rocks, I would say the demons came. Which we do know that the demons were in the world very much and ruled everything. But then the drow forced them out. But what exactly caused them to enter, I really don't know. But I'm sure if we explored the ruins, we could probably find out exactly what happened."
Well, we're intending to do that anyway, but any information you have would be very useful.
I don't know, like a map of the city?
Oh, no. There's been no map drawn of this city for a long, long time.
How about
what I know of it is just from exploration.
Well, you've explored. That's a start. Where should we start?
I was thinking, is there a library somewhere?
There is a library, actually. And the place where it is believed that the demons entered is also still accessible.
Well, all right. I mean, the library first, because we need information.
I agree, the library.
Noah, what about you?
I can't read.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking the same thing. How about Noah and myself go check the entry point while you two go to the library? We meet back here 15 minutes, tops.
Dude, season finale, and you want to split the party.
What's the season finale?
Matter.
No, that was out of character. That was out of character. Season finale, and you want to split the party.
I have a
So
feel.
see, like, at least people know when I'm out of character.
Player character knowledge. 1, Ferran would not want to go look at books. 2, I have a feeling this is where the DM wants us to go.
I can't argue with that logic.
Choo choo.
All right, Hillman, come on.
Train.
Away we go.
All right, so I take the Dragonborn with me. What are we doing with the kid?
Oh, I'll go with either of you. The library is close to where the entry point was.
All right, well then you're old enough to drive, right?
Sure.
Why don't you stay in the center so that way you can easily access any of us if we need help?
I suppose that's very doable.
That are we all agreed on that?
That sounds like a plan.
Let's do this then.
So as he escorts you farther into town or into the city, the walls and things do begin to get a little bit higher, and you can start to see, using your imagination and your mind's eye, that this city was once a very illustrious place. High walls, beautiful stonework, mostly marble. It was very well taken care of. And you can even see some tattered old banners that still kind of are halfway decomposed on the ground. They are blue with a bright gold sunburst on it.
I already assumed that Hillman and I would have no idea about the emblems of the city, but does anybody else in the party?
Would that be history?
No, it was too long ago for any kind of record of it. But so he continues on, and you get to the base of a very large structure, which you can very easily tell was once the castle. It pretty much lies at the center of the city itself. And Idris kind of points and he says, "This was once the castle. This is where the king and the queen lived peacefully. Until things took a turn for the worst. For some reason, the king passed away."
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
But down below, if you head over to the corner of the courtyard, is a door which leads down into the sub-basements of the castle. And that is where you will find the library, and you will find the entry chamber.
Oh, great. Nobody mentioned anything about dark, dank dungeon basements.
Oh, come on. It's just going to be like being in the hobbit holes.
Hello, Ferran. I'm pretty sure that's part of our job description.
It kind of is, isn't it?
Where else are you going to find treasures?
Or other things.
Yeah, like those stinking goblins.
Hey, the goblins weren't that hard to deal with. The orcs, on the other hand.
You know what? All right, let's go. Just anything to shut you guys up. Let's go.
It does not take you very long to find the set of double doors, which are pretty flush with the ground. And as you open them up, you just get the smell of musty, stale air that, feels like it hasn't been opened in a while. It is definitely dark down below.
Doesn't bother me.
Does not bother me either.
I'm not bothered either. I'm not scared of the dark.
Nah, you may want to pick up a rock, buddy.
But if I cast light on something, won't that ruin your dark vision?
We'll stay out of range of it, but I think you need that light to be able to read in a library, don't you think?
Hillman?
That's a good point.
Hillman, I want you to look at me. Well, I mean, you can't right now, but listen. Are Farun and I able to see while we're up on the surface?
How do any of us see anything?
Oh, God.
I pick up a random brick and cast light on it.
Hey, you remember when we ran to try to help that farmer and we went underground and Hillman was with me when I was sneaking on those goblins? You remember that, Billy?
Yeah. I remember that.
You remember how I carried him with me?
Yeah.
Why don't you do that now?
Ooh, piggyback!
This is so undignified.
I'll even help. Let me hold your hurdy-gurdy.
Don't
Bad
touch
idea. Bad
the
idea.
merchandise.
All right, now that that's settled, I guess Nua and myself will turn towards the gateway.
Okay. You proceed down the stairs into the first part of the basement. The first door that you pass is ajar, and it reveals that there is definitely a library inside. And then a stairwell leads further down in a circular fashion, leading down deeper and deeper, which you would guess would be where the entry point was.
All right, I turn to the to the kid, and how far down?
From what you can see right now, it's probably 3 flights of stairs.
All right, this is where you'll wait. If you hear us, come running. If you hear Billy and Hillman, you go to them.
Okay, I can do that.
All right, come on, Nua. Stay close and silent.
As silent as I can.
As silent as you can.
She is not very silent.
No. Jeez.
All I can think is like the timpani drums. Boom, boom, boom.
Billy's
Right? Yeah.
just kind of ignoring Hillman right now.
That was
You've
my
got such a
my
soft
stealth.
back, Billy.
So what I need you guys to do is between Billy and Hillman, decide who would have the better initiative modifier and roll initiative for your team. And then we're going to have Farron and Nua roll initiative for their team, just so that we know who's going first and, you know, we can flip-flop back and forth since we're splitting the party.
Oh, shit. 20 plus 3 is my initiative. What's Nua's initiative?
+4.
Then she rolls.
All right. So you guys are on a 12.
I have a +4 initiative, so either one of us.
Yeah, go ahead and roll.
Yeah, it doesn't.
By default, go ahead and roll.
Who are you talking to?
Hillman.
Ah,
Both. I'm just kidding. Yeah, Hillman, go ahead and roll. There it is.
All right.
Yes!
Excellently done.
Well met.
Well executed. All right, so Farron and Nua are going first, and you proceed deep down into the dungeons.
Yeah.
As you reach sub-basement 1, you can feel an actual draft coming through that is seemingly producing fresher air, but it's blocked off by a very sturdy and heavy oak door.
Huh. I'm going to quietly, first I'll stop Nua, because I know she's not very quiet.
Right.
Going to sneak up to the door and investigate to see if I hear anything, maybe see anything through a gap or something, like basically looking to see what's beyond or figure out what's beyond before I open these doors. And, of course, checking for traps and all that while I'm at it, because I really hate to get poked in the eye while I'm trying to look through the keyhole.
Roll a perception check. We'll just do a blanket perception check.
Okay, that's +4. I'll go with that.
Okay, so there are no traps, so you don't lose an eye this time.
Yay!
But as you're kind of peeking through the cracks in this oak door and everything, you catch the glimpse of a familiar sight from long, long ago. Not the same one, but you can definitely see the form of a very large troll. And you can see the forms of a couple bodies laying on this platform. And it kind of picks one of the bodies up and then sets it back down and starts walking around kind of idly.
A wicked grin goes across Ferran's face, and he looks back at Nua and very quietly whispers, "Troll."
Troll. Delicious.
What do you want to do here?
She just kind of shrugs and points at her axe.
Ferran pulls his short swords out. Hell with it. We all got to die sometime. Kick that door open and hopefully get a surprise on it. I don't know what that roll is, but it kind of scares me.
Well, I didn't do that roll.
That was me.
So you kick the door open, and the troll spins around with a look of absolute surprise on its face. And we're going to pause right there for a second. Hillman and Billy, you get into the library, and the smell of musty paper and books just kind of lingers in the air. Lots of dust everywhere, kind of cakes the tables and bookshelves. It's got one of those little rolly ladders that you can push around to climb up and get the books on the higher shelves. So what are you looking for in here?
I guess we should probably find the history section. Let's see if I can investigate.
Yes, because I'm absolutely sure they used the Dewey Decimal System here.
I don't need any of your snark, Dewey.
And it was his system.
Oh, I've got an idea. Why don't you just play the hurdy-gurdy, and that'll show us where it is.
I'm gonna roll investigation to try and find some history books.
You got to do it at a disadvantage because point Hillman.
Oh, then that's my investigation.
Okay.
Ow. Ow.
Waiting on Billy.
He was a little too.
There it is.
He was still a little too proud of that joke.
All right, so we got a 12 and a 21. The two of you are kind of going around. Hillman, you're finding some books that are labeled in the history department, but they don't have quite what you're looking for. It's mostly bloodlines and who was king at the time, what the banners mean, things of that nature. Ledgers.
It's not my fault. I can only see the first shelf.
Right. Billy, you find a rather gigantorous book. It weighs probably 30 to 40 pounds, leather-bound, well...
It's heavy as full, man.
Right? It's
Billy
large.
Billy picks up the book.
Hillman, put your arms out like this and tuck your head down.
With a wicked grin and spins around and goes, "Here you go, Hillman," and drops the book on top of him.
Hillman, roll a strength check.
Dude, if you kill Hillman with a book...
Reading is dangerous, folks.
Pissing off the bard is dangerous.
Holy shit.
Oh, boy.
It hasn't shown up on mine yet.
Oh, no!
It's a 3.
He rolled the 1.
Yeah, it's a good thing I'm lucky, though.
Right. He's the halfling. Look, not any better. So you aren't crushed to death, but you're definitely on the ground now with a gold emblazoned book that's in the realm of probably 4,000 pages.
War and Peace.
Billy is just cackling maniacally as Hillman is struggling and muffled underneath the book.
Wait, I gotta ask this in player character knowledge because the DM did say crushed to death.
No,
he said you weren't crushed.
Oh,
crushed.
you weren't. Okay. I was about to say, are we talking like, death saves?
No. So yeah, you have the book that is labeled The History of Gress. Are you going to help Hillman back up or let him suffocate?
Perish under the book from book damage?
Oh, that damn book damage.
Sorry, I had to give my son back his binky. I'm going to look at the book's title, and Billy says, "Now wait a minute," and just kind of opens it slightly to kind of look at the first cover page while it's still on top of Hillman.
The title page says, the history, it's all, well calligraphied and everything. It says, The History of Gress, as told by Dewey.
Finally, an easy name.
You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Small arms
Billy-
and legs are flailing outside of the book.
Billy picks up the book, sets it down on one of those freaking reading pedestals, and without even looking away from the book, says to Hillman, "Man, Hillman, you're not going to fucking believe this."
I'm so glad you got that.
Written by Dewey.
I'm so glad you got that book off because I knew the next thing Hillman was going to do was fireball.
Okay, but that last straw, I'm gonna burn the place down now.
Yes.
As you leaf through the book, the general information that you glean from it is that same thing that you had heard before. Gress was a beautiful and thriving city until one day. The king was brutally poisoned to death. The queen hired adventurers to go and find the killer. Throughout the next few months or so, you find out that the adventurers were actually sent on a wild and insane goose chase because it was the queen that did it. Was her.
Oh. No, go on. I think I just figured it out, and I'm not happy with what I just figured out. Continue.
So the queen was attempting to basically usurp the power of the king and lower a mystic force that was preventing her lover, we'll say, a bard, from entering the city. Once the force was lowered, the bard entered, and the only person that attempted to stand up to them initially was the leader of St. Runtergravel's clerical services. His name was Lord Peristine, the head cleric. Unfortunately, he was no match for them, but someone showed up in time to help him out. But there's no details of that. Unfortunately, the battle was lost.
That's just lazy writing.
The battle was lost.
Oh my God.
And the few the few little bits that's left in the book, but kind of frantic scribbling, is that this was the point when the battle was lost that the demons began pouring into the city from the entry point.
Well,
It's a great story and all, but I don't think it helps us much.
Well,
what specific? If you have specific details that you want to try and ascertain, I can attempt to help you with that.
Uh,
I mean, it's a 4,000-page book, so it's I gave you the general version.
Billy's gonna look and see if there's any more information on just who the king and queen were.
From what you can tell, the king was a very, very impassionate and wise halfling ruler who actually spent a lot of time caring for the people of Gress, a vast amount of his time, but then became more of a recluse, and people didn't see a lot of him anymore. And the queen, at first, when they got married, she was a very, very benevolent leader. She loved the people. She would go out and give to the poor. But she quickly began showing her true colors when the king became a recluse. She kind of became a little bit more hardened, and she stopped giving the people money. She raised taxes. She just really started showing her true colors.
I'm glad I didn't work for this military.
You and me both, brother. You and me both. Let's see. What else to look for?
Well, while you think on it for a second, we're going to skip back over to Farron and Nua, who are charging in. The way this room looks, it is a very large circular chamber. It's about 80 feet in diameter, we'll say. You are crossing a 10-foot wide bridge that stretches halfway across, and then there's like a circle landing, and the bridge continues on after that. The troll is standing pretty much in the center of the circle.
And you didn't describe this to me before I kicked the door open?
Nope.
Damn it.
You couldn't see the rest of this. But you do see that there are a few bodies. There's 2 actual bodies on the bridge. The one that the troll picked up, which now that you're in the room and kind of get a look at it, looks like it was a priest of some kind.
The troll does, or one of the bodies?
One of the bodies.
Oh, okay, sorry.
The other body that is near the priest, but not quite, appears to be like a very charred and almost destroyed skeleton that has some chains attached to its wrists and its feet. The final body is a fully intact bard. And you know it's a bard because he's holding an axe that is also fashioned to be a guitar. But he appears to be completely frozen in time.
I want it.
I know who well, I don't know. Player character knowledge, I know who these people are. Ferran's not in the library. He has no clue. All right, well, first things at hand. Between New and I, who's got first attack? Because this troll's not going to wait for us.
Right.
Between the two of us, who has first attack? You kind of group initiative.
Yeah, well, you can go. We'll just roll at the same time.
All right. Ferran is going to go. You didn't give me levitation yet. Damn it! I'm still fighting for it. As high as I can, double thrust stab into the chest. first roll with Frost Brand. Let's try this again. 20 plus 9. 24. And then my second sword. 21. And if I remember correctly, Frostband does do extra damage. I have to look and find it.
Yeah, both of them do. They do hit. I can't remember exactly what the Frostbrand did.
It's a short sword, but I didn't write down the damage. I think it does cold damage or something like that.
Yes, it does do cold damage. I can't remember whether it's what die for the extra damage.
It's 1d6 plus 6 for the damage itself. I'll let the DM decide what the cold damage is.
Hang on.
So that's a 12 out of Frostbrand without the cold.
It takes an extra 1d6 cold damage.
No, 1d6 for cold? All right,
Yeah.
and then here's the cold. An extra 3, so that's 15. And then a d6 plus 6 for the regular short sword. And that's a 10, so 25 total damage.
Okay.
And I'm kind of hanging from this guy's chest.
You run in, do your double stab. Nua comes flying around and whacks it with the axe in the side, and it kind of reels back a little bit. Oh, why do you hit smash? And begins to flail wildly, but we actually have to do some initiative for this smash real quick. Okay, going last it looks like.
Should I roll perception to hear?
Okay.
Just initiative.
Mm-hmm. Bum bum bum. So
24.
It like I said, it reels back. Some blood kind of splatters on you, Farron. A little bit on Nua, but not as bad. And she kind of looks at you. Still only counts as one.
I understood that reference.
I understood that reference. I did.
All right, so I will turn back towards where I hear the fighting, and I obviously see what's going on, right?
Yes.
Okay, how far am I from everything?
20 feet.
20 feet. All right. I'm going to run my 20 feet as fast as I can, get right down in there. I'm behind the troll. I'm going to slide under the troll's legs, and I'm going to come up, and I'm going to rage immediately, and probably the one that's got the swords in my friend, I'm going to attack.
Hey! The sliding under the leg thing, that is a copyright.
Go over the shoulder if you want.
If he's got levitation, I'm going to be pissed.
So,
I have a feeling I'm about to take this in the pooper.
10,000 years of death!
Oh, Jesus.
Death by Tatunga.
Death by Snoo.
34.
Yeah, 34 hits.
That's the first attack.
Whoa, wait a minute. 34? What kind of fucking shit are you hitting me with?
I'd wager to guess you just got smacked by a raging barbarian, which explains the giant amount of damage.
Yeah.
8 damage for the first sword.
Ow.
Off attack. 21.
Does the 21 hit your armor class?
Yeah, I got an armor class of 16, so.
Okay.
I don't know if there's anything that adds to it. It just says armor class 16.
16 more damage.
Yeah! 16
And then my extra attack. All of this is non-lethal, of course.
Okay, so all of this is non-lethal.
It's getting pretty fucking close to lethal.
Unnatural 20. Unnatural 20.
Okay. 17.
17 more damage.
Good God! Wait a minute. All right, I got to pull out a calculator here. Hold on. 8 plus what was 12 plus 17 plus 17.
So it was a total of 52 non-lethal damage.
I'm dead. I have 45 hit points.
Non-lethal it's non-lethal damage. You're unconscious.
You
So,
bastard.
as you're hanging from this troll, you get a brief glimpse of a half-elf that slides underneath the troll, like doing your copyrighted move, wielding 2 rapiers.
They're actually scimitars.
Scimitars, my bad. And begins using the blunted ends to give you a wallop. And it's all non-lethal damage, so you just kind of get whacked a few times and you fall asleep.
As I'm going unconscious, I will take those from your corpse.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here to say goodbye.
After finishing his salvo of attacks, he turns immediately to the Dragonborn and growls, "Queen Tan, no take Ukma and smash alive."
Let's see. She kind of backs up with her axe. She's like, "You kill Faerun, me kill you. You Queen Hand, not me."
"We not Queen Hand. What you talk about?"
Willis. Sorry.
Can I roll a perception check to hear the commotion from the library?
Nope. You guys are within the library, and Yggdrasil comes running down the stairs at this moment and doesn't even pay any attention to what is going on, runs over to Faerun and touches him to bestow healing. And you...
Full contact, non-consensual healer.
Right? So you gain 20 hit points.
Yeah, okay, so temporary hit points right now is 20. Yay!
I mean, does that mean he's not unconscious anymore?
No, he is not unconscious anymore.
Do I have my swords in my hand still?
No, they're still stuck in the troll. But the troll is the troll has backed up and is removing them from its chest. At which point the wounds heal up, and you can see you're still kind of hazy from being healed up and coming back from unconsciousness. You can see that the fight has appeared to have stopped.
Oh, it may have stopped for Nua. I remember somebody beating the shit out of me, and I still have a hand crossbow.
Oh no!
His back is to me, right?
No, I
You said you turned to the Dragonborn.
That's true.
That is correct. He did say he turned.
So yeah, I guess his back would be to you.
So here's the thing: before I make this move, which would be in character, I want to know one simple thing: did Ferran, as he was coming to consciousness, hear anything between Nua and this guy about your Queen's Hand? No, your Queen's Hand. Like, did Ferran at all catch the fact that maybe this guy isn't an enemy?
Roll a wisdom check.
Of course, it'll be wisdom.
And it'll be against what I rolled.
+1, because my wisdom's not that great. 3.
Ow! How did you roll the exact same thing as me?
Oh, we get to go again then.
Sure.
Yay! If I get a natural 1 again, I got a natural 1 again.
So,
no, you got a 2.
You did not hear exactly what was said, only that right as you were kind of falling unconscious, you heard him yell something about the Queen's Hand not take me alive.
All right, well, this is going to be my deductive reasoning. I don't know your character's name, so the half-elf. High or low to be good?
We'll say hi.
Dead middle.
Dead middle.
God damn it.
That count 3 on a D6. 3 counts as low.
Ferran stops, stands up, grabs the the half elf by the shoulder, spins him around, and says, "You're not here to." Obviously, I'm out of it a little bit here. You're not attacking because you're the enemy. You're attacking because we attacked, isn't it?
Of course. Smash my daughter.
Ferran looks up at the troll.
Oh, it is a good thing Billy's not in the room right now.
Ferran looks up at the troll, because obviously I know I'm looking up. Seeing my swords being pulled out of his daughter, and looks back at the half-elf. I think you hit me harder than I thought you did. And he sits back down. If you're not here defending the evil portal here, who are you? And how is that your daughter?
Me Ukma. Me looking for queen.
Wait, which queen?
Me have unfinished business with her.
Which queen?
The queen that were here.
The queen's
The
here?
queen that sent Ukma to hell. And killed Smash.
Smash nods, kind of puts out her bottom lip.
Smash, number one, I'm sorry. I'm used to trolls wanting to bash me to pieces. 2, can I have my swords back, please?
Well, I suppose you can.
Whoa, wait, what? Player character, out of character for a minute. That thing just gave like a freaking Harry Potter voice.
Yep.
Why do I get the feeling the troll's the more intelligent one?
I'm getting the impression.
She proceeds to walk over and hand you your sword. These are very well made, I must say.
Thank you. Sorry about that. I really am.
Oh, it's quite understandable. My kind is known for being, well, rather crass.
Being a half a member of the Drow race, I definitely understand. So
I suppose this must be a little confusing for you. You see, Ukma, he took me in when I was just a small troll. Unfortunately, during the last battle, I was badly and mortally wounded. I was forced to regenerate from a simple finger. I was taught to speak by, well, I guess they're pirates now, but at one point they called themselves land pirates.
Ukma nods in agreement.
I will put that one. I'll file that in the back of my mind for something to ask later, of how a land pirate becomes a normal pirate. But you said the evil queen is here in Gress right now. Well, he said.
Ukma look for clues where evil queen go. This last place, Ukma fight queen.
Let me guess, at the gateway, the portal.
Right here where we stand.
This is the gateway?
Did you take a moment to kind of look around like, this is the gateway? You do notice that there is actually signs of a battle within this chamber. Quite the battle, if you're not mistaken. But we're gonna take a quick break here with this conversation and jump back to Hillman and Billy.
All right.
So
Billy,
figured out,
what we ascertained is that the queen is the one that poisoned the king.
yeah.
So she's the one that brought the downfall.
I kind of want to know more about this bard, though.
Well, a bard.
Well, I mean, he was the queen's lover, so he might have been part of the reason why she poisoned the king.
Oh, yeah. It's young love. What can you do?
And, just because I am a bard myself, I understand how much of a bad influence we can be.
What's that now?
Never mind. Billy's going to look through the book for more information on the bard.
As you flip through the pages and search, and you have more of an idea of what you're looking for, you do finally come across a small portion. It's not much. It's just a couple paragraphs that speaks of this particular bard. Apparently, the bard and the king were once great friends, but then once Gress began being constructed, the bard created a secret portal into the kingdom. Once the king and queen figured that out, they banned the bard from coming back and banished him to the Northlands with the savages. His name was Ozfire, and he was a very, very talented bard, which is why it's believed that the queen wasn't really in love with him, just that he was able to trick her. It appears that at one point he was let back into the city just before the portal was opened, because the queen had been killed by an unknown cleric that disappeared, and nobody has seen him since that moment. But what everyone remembers about him is that he had a teal, kind of glowing bluish infinity symbol, and a cloak that was beautifully decorated with stars. And between him and a warrior that took up residence not too far away from Gress, they were able to defeat the queen, or so they thought. And all of this was done under the orders of Peristine.
So the bard was fighting against the queen in the end.
As far as you can tell.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about you, but I think we should get some of this information back to the others. You carried the book.
Wait, no, we all got handy hammers. Where was it? Oh, the pouch of holding. For my pouch of holding, will the book fit into it, or is it too heavy?
No, it'll fit.
Okay, I'm gonna stick the book in the pouch of holding.
Okay.
Oh, that's an awesome idea. That's awesome.
What?
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 No, I was like, that's an awesome idea. I didn't even think about it. I forgot that we all had pouches of holding.
Reach the bottom of the stairs. You see this completely wild sight of the frozen bard, the two bodies on the bridge, the troll, Faerun, a half-elf that's standing there with two scimitars, and Yggdrasil.
And
Don't
Nua.
worry, I got this.
And Nua.
And
yeah.
Nua, yeah.
Yep.
Oh,
all
shit.
standing in that room that I described before.
No. As soon as Farhan hears Hillman's voice, no, don't do it. They're on our side.
I'm gonna save you, Farron! I'm coming to save you!
No, it's fine.
Billy just kind of grabs Hillman by the collar and picks him up so his little legs are kicking as he's trying to run to Farron. Down, boy.
Not getting anywhere.
Gee, I wonder why.
Now with everyone in the same little area here, I need everybody to roll some perceptions.
Yay, perceptions. I could do decent on those.
Give me a second.
Here. Oh.
What was the title of the book? History of Gress?
The history of
Yes,
Gress.
it is the history of Gress.
Wish we could roll more investigation than perception.
Yay,
Yeah,
24.
unfortunately, perception's the main one.
Got it. Yeah, well. Not everybody's me.
Hang on. Perception. No, that's deception, not...
Perception starts with a P.
Jesus.
It's a conspiracy, a C-O-N conspiracy.
23.
Okay.
So, almost like the skills are alphabetical or something.
So, Billy and Hillman, you're both distracted by the sight of everything that you see going on here. But
The guy who had the shit beat out of him.
Farron and Ukma, you both notice that from way down below in the pits of this little bridge area, you see a glow, a red glow that kind of goes all the way around. And
That not good.
When you fought here before, was there a giant demon that kind of destroyed this place anywhere around?
Queen destroyed this place and wizard friend with great magics. Ukma don't know any demon other than Queen.
The queen is a demon?
She sent Ukma to hell.
Oh, Shazbutt.
That wasn't in the book.
Guys, something's coming!
so, as you all stand there momentarily bantering back and forth, you kind of get this, it's a sulfur smell, you know, the sulfur brimstone-y smell, but also a nauseous, gaseous smell.
It smells like eggs left too long in the sun.
All right, who farted?
Yeah, kind of does.
I knew somebody was going to say it. I knew it. I actually expected Hillman to say it.
Oh, come now. Hillman's all about food.
Yeah, but I half expected him to say it wasn't me.
Rising up from the edge of the bridge is a very large toad-looking creature, but instead of like normal toad arms for its front, it has two very bulky, massive arms that are its hands have long claws, spikes run down its spine, and it kind of exudes this foul odor. And I need all of you to make a Constitution saving throw.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
The DC for this is 14. Nua.
Oh,
Oh, I just made it.
you piece of crap.
Oh,
I hate this app.
bullshit.
Alright.
I should have bardic inspiration to myself.
All right, so Hillman got a 13, right?
Yeah.
And Farron got a 15. Billy got a 10. All right, so
Uh-oh.
Hillman and Billy. This just foul odor causes both of you to become poisoned until, game mechanic-wise, until the start of the monster's next turn.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Farron, Ukma, Nua, and Smash are all immune to this stench for 24 hours.
Oh, thank God.
I do want to point out that I do have advantage versus poison and resistance to poison damage.
Okay. If you have advantage, go ahead and roll it again.
Oh. It smell bad. Ukma smell worse.
I don't smell anything.
There you go.
Because I didn't know it was poison until you said it.
Right. Well, it doesn't clarify that it's poisoned until later in the description. So.
Well, that's just great.
But okay, so this large toad-like creature smiles wickedly, revealing a huge maw that's just full of just teeth and death, and it immediately snatches up Yggdrasil and bites his torso off.
I told you we shouldn't babysit.
Head, arms, all of it. Just like biting into a Snickers bar. It drops the legs to the ground and spits the torso the other way. And you can see that in this demon's eyes, it has a sadistic want to fight. All it knows is to fight.
Hey, Hillman, how about that fireball?
Is sitting there, mouth agape.
Yeah, I think a fireball would probably be a good idea at this point.
Not if it came from hell. It probably eats fire for breakfast.
All right, well, is it initiative, or are we still going off of the initiative that happened?
Let's just keep going off of initiative that happened, and this monster already had its turn. So, top of the order would be Ukma.
Okay.
Wait, does that mean I'm not poisoned anymore?
And Smash.
No, not until the monster's next turn.
Start of the monster's next turn.
Yeah. All right, so Ukma yells, "Me avenge, little boy!" and begins to rage again, and runs up and takes a swipe for 3. 21.
That's a hit.
Okay.
16 is its armor class for anybody that wants to begin like pre-rolling and whatnot.
Uh, 18 damage for the first hit.
Okay. One slice is looking good.
Okay. 19 for the second hit. 19 damage for the second hit.
Third hit.
And the third hit is 24. And another 19 for damage for the third hit.
Okay, so it reels back from Ukma's onslaught with his scimitars, but appears relatively unfazed. It definitely seems it has like a gleeful agony in its face.
Whose turn next?
Next up is Faerun and Nua.
All right, Faerun is going to keep his distance. Use his hand crossbow with a blue dart this time.
Okay. Blue dart.
Blue dart. And I don't hit. It goes wide.
Yeah, you would make me look that up in the middle of combat.
It doesn't matter. I missed.
Yeah. So it does. It shoots wide. Next up would be Hillman and Billy.
Wait a minute. Numa didn't go. Nua.
Yeah, I already did her. She came in and she had a very powerful hit with her axe, kind of opening its rib cage.
All right, Hillman, you get a bardic inspiration, a 1d8 to whatever the hell you want.
I mean, I'm obviously going to cast Fireball.
Because
well, you can add its hit or its damage. It's up to you.
DM, player character knowledge while he's figuring that out. Just so I know, is that blue dart gone?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it fell down into the depths below.
I kind of figured. All right.
Now we'll never know what it did.
Nope.
The DC for that ray is 16.
Okie day. That would be a nat 20.
Of course it would be. Because none of us can see it.
Hey, Scott saw it.
No, I'm just kidding.
I kind of reeled back a little bit.
Whatever this is divided by 2.
27 divided by 2.
Did you add the D8?
No, I did not.
Roll the D8. Ha! Yes!
35, so 17 and a half.
17 and a half. All right, so your fireball goes off, and you can see that it shrugs off some of it, but it's kind of smoldering, so it definitely did some damage to it. Billy, what else are you doing? Because isn't Bardic Inspiration a bonus action?
It is.
You're standing right next to that bard that's like apparently frozen in time.
I am going to cast Sleep as... Arg, stop it. As a second level spell, so that'll be 8d10.
Okay.
Ooh, here it comes. I'm shivering with anticipation.
8d10, hang on, let me see if there's a spell save. I don't believe there is, though.
On sleep, I don't think so.
Nope, no spell save. $58.
58 hit points?
Shit!
Okay.
Ah, fudge nuggets! I could have cast that as a third level spell. That would have made it 10d10.
Well, there's no need to do that, because at 58 hit points, that is enough to, you see its eyes start kind of glossing over, it starts blinking, trying to focus, and it just kind of slumps down to the ground.
Somebody coup de grace this goddamn thing.
Billy's got his arms up after casting Sleep, and he just turns to Faerun and goes, "Fucking stab it!"
I would love to, but it's the other guy's turn first.
Yeah, Ukma's turn.
Ukma's turn?
Yep.
All right.
Because the demon fell asleep.
All right. Coup de grace.
We also know that it has less than 58 hit points left.
Right. Well, since it's asleep, Ukma has invoked a coup de grace. So he kind of walks over and just jams his scimitars, almost Pharaonic style, into its head.
I'm really starting to dislike this guy.
All of my glory.
So, it's good. I will write down this amount of XPs because you all will gain that much.
Yay!
And now that it has been killed, its body slumps back and falls off the bridge, kind of leaving a almost a wet toad-like slime behind as it falls.
That's disgusting.
Don't slip in that. And you, Billy, Bard.
Yes.
You see what's next to you? Don't touch it.
Billy kind of looks next to him. Obviously, player knowledge. He's looking at the Bard with the sweet ass axe.
Don't touch it. I have a bad feeling about that being the only thing in here that's not charbroiled or turned into dust.
Billy kind of looks the axe, gives it a once over and everything, and has the ugliest grimace come across his face.
But Billy, I feel like that would play way better than a hurdy-gurdy.
Ugh. It's a pun.
Wow, I just got that. And I play guitar. That's like a negative experience points for me.
I made Billy's feelings about puns known. I'm pretty sure as early as like the first episode.
Right. As all of this is going on, and you guys are kind of checking each other, like, no, don't touch that, bantering back and forth. For a brief moment, you hear the sound of footsteps, and coming from the direction you came, appearing from the stairwell and coming from the doorway out onto the end of the bridge, you can see that there are 5 some sort of humanoids, and from the direction of where Ukma came from, which is another way in, 5 more come from that way. Everybody roll perception.
Oh, jeez.
I have a feeling this is not going to go well.
Oops.
3.
Oops, no.
Nice.
That would be nice, but that's not it.
Oh, mate.
Woohoo!
All right, what do we got?
15, and
15.
Okay, so everyone knows. They all have drawn their bows, and they're all pointed towards you guys. And those of you that were there before, so Billy, Baron, and Hillman, you all recognize, well, actually, I don't think Billy was there, but Farron and Hillman were. You recognize the arrows that are pointed at you as the same type of arrow that killed that poor man in the very beginning that had the stone.
We ain't doing this again.
This is the Drakmore house. Ukma, because you are from this world, you know that the Drakmore house are drow that primarily are known for their assassination skills. They're considered the most renowned and best ones in this world. Mm-hmm. And they all kind of are standing there, all 10 of them, pointing their arrows at you. You're all kind of in the middle of this giant bridge area, and one of them steps forward, and this is my best attempt, so everybody please use your imaginations. This is a woman's voice. Mm-hmm. She says, "All of you, stop where you are, and do not touch that bard." She lowers her hood, and in the darkness little area here, Farron, you recognize her face immediately. It is the face of your twin sister.
Quintel?
Billy's kind of got his hands up because he's the one closest to the bard, and kind of side-eyes Farron and goes, "Friend of yours?"
Wait, this bard?
Don't touch
Hillman!
it!
As Hillman tugs on Billy's cloak.
Billy kind of kicks Farun. Or not Farun, Hillman.
When Farun announces her name, Quintel, she kind of squints her eyes for a moment and says, Farron? What are you doing here?
I was about to ask you the same thing, and why are your guards pointing arrows at us?
And that, ladies and gentlemen, concludes the season finale of Chronicles of the Lost Realm.
You've got to be kidding me.
Okay.
Nice.
You know what? I feel like we need to redo that last scene just a little bit because we totally missed an opportunity there.
What?
Missed opportunities.
No, I'm curious. What's the missed opportunity?
Canella? Farun? Billy? Hillman?
Doctor.
Smash.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us on this season finale. I know it's a little longer than usual, but we had a lot of material to cover. So we're going to go around the horn real quick. And so, Farron, Chris, where can they find more of you, buddy?
Well, right now you can find me picking my jaw up off the floor. Right now you can find me anywhere Realm of the Mist Entertainment or The Lost Realm is broadcast, whether on YouTube or wherever fine quality podcasts are heard.
Badass. All right, and Billy, Zephyr, where can we find you?
You guys can find me on, obviously, Chronicles of the Lost Realm, playing Billy Knoll. And you can also find me as host of Press A Gaming Podcast every other Friday on Realm of the Mist.
All right, and Hillman AJ, where can we find you, bud?
Right now, you can find me right here on Chronicles of the Lost Realm, playing Major General Hillman. But look for me as a guest star on some of the up-and-coming podcasts.
Yeah, exciting. All right, and Scott, Ukma, can they find you anywhere?
As of current, I do not have any projects going on, but maybe that'll change sometime down the road.
Well, it does sound like you joined Chronicles of the Lost Realm.
Yeah.
I mean, your character's still alive.
Right. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, you know me. I am the Chronicler, a.k.a. Ray Rumsey. You can find me by Ray Rumsey on Facebook, or you can find me at Chronicles of the Lost Realm on Facebook and Instagram, or you can watch our YouTube videos under the same name. I want to thank you again for sticking with us through this season, and hope you are looking forward to Season 2, The Return. For more money.
God knows I am.
I will say this much before we log out too. For everybody to know, we are going to be taking a hiatus before Season 2 for Chronicles of the Lost Realm. However, in 2 weeks, I am starting Metal Fantasy, so we need to get characters together and figure this out because 2 weeks, that's the deadline. We're going to start taking a look at a brand new game created by a very good friend of mine from high school, A. Ramos. And we're going to have a good time. It's a space fantasy adventure.
It already sounds exciting. Metal fantasy.
Yeah, it really does.
I mean, it does. It absolutely does.
All right. Thanks, ladies.